Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Man. Beep, beep, meow. Hey, look out.
It was the guy who ran over the squish man yelling, "Hey, look out."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you get run over by a car, it could be your fault too. You know, watch it.
Do you ever have? Sometimes when I'm driving, genuinely, because I prefer to walk. I'm all for pedestrianizing as much as we can.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I drive, and people walk in front of the car, I'm like, you goddamn! I'm not gonna get hurt if you walk right in front of the car. You know what I mean? I'm for you. You walk wherever you want, but like, look a little bit.
People make weird choices.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Chris. I'm a host.
Oh yeah, I'm James. I'm a host.
Michael.
This is Evil Men, the podcast where we talk about evil men throughout the history of time, but also made up guys, and also it's just funny. It's kind of like a circle jerk of wit.
Okay, now.
But I also wanted to say,
Well, okay.
do you guys feel sometimes that once we get rolling into the podcast, that we've always been recording a podcast and we barely have time not recording a podcast?
Yes.
Don't you feel kind of crazy? Like you live in this part?
Oh.
Like we do this all the time and then we go home.
It's only because we record for an hour that this is called a podcast, but the rest of our lives, if we recorded them, they could be divided into episodes as well.
Yeah.
Well, Beyonce filmed every minute of her life. It might be bloody time we started doing that as well. Make a little money off of sleeping and going to the toilet.
I know. We're just as talented and beautiful as Beyonce.
Yep.
Also, that was sad to hear about what happened to her.
What happened?
Oh, she passed away.
I think you're confusing her with someone else. Vincent Price?
The Ayatollah.
Chuck Norris.
Oh, yes. Yes, Monjo.
Chuck Norris, Monjo with the save. But Chuck Norris filmed a lot of his life, and he was pretending to kill people most of the time.
Did you guys ever see the Chuck Norris sex tape?
No. Is it with Bruce Lee?
Yeah, they were ninjaing each other, and then you don't want to get. I mean, it goes from there.
It always starts with ninjaing a guy. Well, I'm really excited that we're all. There's no guest to muddle it up. It's just pure, unadulterated, uncut, raw. 3 classic Evil Men hosts from Colombia. Right?
Colombia, like the country?
Yeah, like, going with the cocaine analogy.
Yep.
And another raw, uncut, unadulterated classic Evil Men thing coming up is April 10th. We have the live show at Comedy Bar that I'm really excited for. And we haven't announced the guests yet, but we're still selling tickets.
And it's sad because we were talking to Chuck Norris's people.
Yeah.
And he was about to sign the contract, and then he fucking sadly blew his brains out.
I know. Oh, you know what? That's what it was. I invited Beyonce to be a guest, and her reps said she had died.
Oh.
But they might have just been saying that to me.
Trying to get out of it.
Possible.
But we will have some amazing guests for the show, and we'll be announcing them in coming weeks, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait to...
Can't wait.
Because we know who they are, but we don't want to announce them yet.
You know what I wish we could do, but I don't think we'll have the technical skill. But imagine during the show, up in the rafters, like at a WWE event, Monjo's up in the rafters, and then like he's brought down by ropes or something.
I'm having nightmarish memories of what happened to Owen Hart.
I
here.
know.
I don't want that to happen.
happen.
Monjo,
but-
we don't want that to happen to you. Can you acknowledge that we said that?
I acknowledge. Thank you.
Yeah, but it would be cool.
Yeah.
We'd
Or
certainly make
you
the
know what?
news.
If Monjo's too nervous, because the basement ceiling of Comedy Bar is pretty high.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very
So if
high.
you're too nervous, what we could do is we could rig a chandelier.
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera style.
Yeah.
And have it look like
Yes.
it's going to crash
Scary.
on, who's going to be there?
Um,
Wongo Bongo?
Yes, from the Discord. I hope please come, Mongo.
Wongo, if you're there, you might get a chandelier close to your head.
Speaking of the Discord, Chris, when you mentioned that we were doing a circle jerk, I know the origin of that because today on the Discord, Chris found an old review from 3 years ago that said we're a circle jerk. And
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And like to our lovely Patreon subscribers who do go on the Discord, who are big kind fans of the shows, you're allowed to have criticism. But also, yes, I do go on there first thing in the morning with my mug of coffee and manipulate you to give me compliments so that I have a nice day.
Chris posted it and they're all going, no, that's not
no,
true.
you guys are the best.
We love you.
I know. I'm a needy motherfucker.
No. Hey, I tell you what.
But I didn't see that review before, even though it was 3 years ago, and I was taken aback.
Was it a review from like Apple Podcasts or someone like an exit review from?
No, it was on Apple Podcasts, but not the one, not on the app that I usually check because I check those.
Right.
But Wongo, speaking of, was right. He said 3 out of 5, still not bad though, right? On Letterboxd would be a decent movie still.
It's true.
And that person dissed us and still left a 3-star review.
Yeah.
So,
not
God,
bad.
beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
Yeah.
And we are beggars. Am I right, guys?
Please,
Please.
spare us some. Well, we have a card reader, so spare us some whenever you enter into the screen. My mom complained the other day on behalf of the destitute. I was out for dinner with my mom, and she was talking about how tough it must be for the unhoused these days because no one has spare change to give.
Right.
And then I think sometimes you'll see someone who has like a card reader.
What?
But I've also
Really?
I've also never seen my mom.
I'm sorry. Are we just letting that sit? Homeless people have card readers?
They have all sorts of things.
No way. I mean, you got to. I've thought
Hey,
this.
I'm all for it. I have never seen. I would be taken aback
Stop
if a
dialing-
guy's like,
well, maybe you haven't seen it because you don't look.
James has dialed 9 and 1.
I'm just being real.
Don't dial
here.
the third one.
So sometimes guys are like, hey, and they pull out a card reader.
Then you're gonna donate less than, and they're like, well, it upcharges if you give me
or they're
less
like,
than
donate this,
$5.
and then there's a tip, and you're like, do I really have to tip?
Do you tip your donations to your unhoused person?
There was a comedy club in Toronto that somehow went out of business, and as a joke on their screen where you could leave a tip, it was like 5%, 10%, 18%, 69%. And I
that's funny.
I once like accidentally pressed that, and I had to get like the money back because obviously no one's gonna give a tip for 69%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know.
But no, I've had the same
But then the
thought.
comedy club went out of business.
Does Lorraine ever listen to this, by the way? There's no way.
Oh, your
right?
Mom,
Lorraine.
Yes.
But there's no way, right? You tell her not to
think
for
so.
sure.
I just say, I found you some AirPods in your bedroom. What have you been doing with these, mother?
Does she ever say, Michael, do you want me to listen to your podcast?
Every morning we have that phone call.
Yeah. Well, pass it on. I've had the same thought.
Right.
You know what I did the other
Just like
day?
getting rid of tokens and for like riding the bus or the streetcar. It's hard for if you don't have cash. Or
I know. Everything is beep, toot, 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 doop, dee doo, whatever. But you know what I did the other day? And it might be extremely presumptuous and probably even like, I don't know, cocky on my part. But it's same thing. I never carry cash on me. And there was a person, you know, an unhoused person or, you know, something in regards to what you were saying, destitute, holding the door for everybody at Scotiabank. I get Scotiabank at
Arena.
Shoppers Drug Mart. Yeah.
Scotiabank Arena.
So I gave them a basketball player on my way out. No, like Shoppers Drug Mart. I gave them a brand new unopened peanut butter O. Henry bar. And they were like, thank you. But then they didn't like eat it right away. They put it in their pocket. And I'm like, is that just what I would want? But the now house person is like, shit. I don't know. I just like thought, maybe it wasn't even the peanut butter one. It was classic Big.
Classic Big O. Henry.
No, it might have been Mr. Big, actually,
Big.
now that I think about it.
I would have stood there and been like, well,
Yeah.
eat it.
Eat up. And then he's just jack off in front of a house person eating a Mr. Big. Aren't I nice?
Charity begins at home.
No, but that is presumptuous, right? Like I'm a snob or stupid or I'm an
Once
idiot
I got
or something.
a guy a coffee, thinking I was like, that's a nice thing to do, and he was like, like he didn't want it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's wasted a fucking $1. I didn't at all want it. I don't know what I was thinking.
I thought all homeless people or unhoused people, were
Thank
like
God
Humphrey
you said
Bogart.
that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I almost got because they do listen.
Yes, they do. They're very active
On their ham radios.
they'll be, yeah.
Oh
It
God,
changes
that's
a lot
not
their
funny.
situation
It is
depending
true.
on the whether you're passive or in the way you refer
You
to
gotta
them. It
understand, we came
changes
up in the
a lot.
'90s. No one was. You gotta remember, back then nobody was saying unhoused, man.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to. I'm sorry, I'm a blabbermouth, but like,
No.
I bought a woman who was like asking for change and stuff in front of the Shoppers Drug Mart near me. She asked not for money, but for a pound of raw beef, and so I bought it for her.
That
I
is
would-
actually a
that's-
great request.
And then I was
I
like,
would do that too.
I guess she'll either sell it on or cook it somewhere, or maybe she likes it raw.
Oh, baby, you like it raw.
Or maybe she has a dog.
burn it. Oh baby, I like it raw. Beef.
Beef is expensive right now, so that's like asking for $10. Nice of you though.
When you bought the person a coffee, I thought of Humphrey Bogart in The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Does anyone know that
I
classic?
haven't seen it.
John Huston.
Oh yeah.
But it's the classic. Have you ever seen the old Looney Tunes when Humphrey Bogart, Humphrey Yogurt,
Bar.
Humphrey Barbar, the yogurt citizen, he shows up and he's like, spare a cup of coffee for a man who's down on his luck or something like that. It's taken from Treasure of Sierra Madre, and he keeps showing up, and then finally John Huston actually plays the character who keeps flipping him the coin or whatever. And he's like, this is the last time. You got to get yourself a job or whatever. But it's like from the classic movie. So I think that's where it came from, where it's like a guy down on his luck just wants a cup of coffee.
It would be great
You
to
know?
do if we made a documentary where we interviewed the guy you bought the chocolate bar for, the guy you bought the coffee for, and the woman I bought the pound of ground beef for, and
Yeah.
they could talk about what they thought of us and
Yeah.
how we changed their lives. And
Yes.
it's just an idea.
And hey, you
Well,
have
well,
a
we
heck
should-
of a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Some ground beef and coffee and chocolate. I mean, we all meet up for dinner and we eat the things we gave them.
Yeah.
We eat it.
Yeah. I like that. Beef for
So I eat a pound
entree.
of raw
Yeah.
beef.
Well, you cook the beef.
Okay.
Yeah, you have beef on a plate, cooked beef on a plate,
Yeah, a nice coffee with dinner.
chocolate
Perfect.
bar for dessert.
Yeah.
I think that we should make the documentary, and it's the three of us doing the Talking Heads first person interviews, and then just photos from across the street that we took of the other people.
I think it'd
We
be
don't
great.
actually get their account. We just the documentary is called "We Did This." Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
Can I tell you guys something that I've been obsessing about for a week? And
Please.
it's not to do promo for a thing, but like on YouTube and Instagram, I've been going nuts over clips of season 1 and season 2 of Last One Laughing UK. To me, they're like the greatest thing. A lot of stuff is so good. So many great comedians are on them. But I think I'm also obsessing about it because I imagine like, could I do it?
I watched the.
And I don't think I could. You know me, I laugh at my own jokes
Yeah.
first and foremost. And of course, I laugh at my friends like crazy.
I
It would be
watched-
the hardest thing on the planet.
Yeah, someone recommended that I watch the Australian one, so I watched the Australian one. It was pretty funny.
That's great.
Um,
The UK, both seasons, Bob Mortimer is in both because he won the season 1. Season 1 has Richard Ayoade.
Oh, wow.
And yes, all these guys. And season 2 now has Yeah, Bob Mortimer's back. Also David Mitchell.
Oh.
And Diane Morgan. Is she the one who does Kunk?
Philomena Kunk, yeah.
Yeah. And a bunch of other great the comedians that I'm being introduced to from season 1 and season 2 by watching them. And I'm obsessed now with like, could I do it? I really don't think I could, but I would have a lot of fun.
in Canada.
That does
We did-
exist with Jay Bear show.
We did do
Oh,
a
there is
season
one?
here,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Brandon
But-
Ash Muhammad was on it.
Yeah,
Shout
Brandon-
out.
Yeah. M.A. Martin,
Is it over
Tom
now?
Green,
They've
I
ended
don't
the.
know.
Andrew Fung. That was like years ago. Yeah,
Right.
2 years ago. 3
I
years
actually
ago,
think I
maybe.
could. Realistically, I could not laugh. If someone's just saying a funny thing, I cannot laugh. I'd have to see
You
like
think
a
we should try
guy's
it?
dick. If you walked in,
Is that
if,
part of the show?
but if we're sitting here and Manjo walks in butt ass naked,
You keep
I'd laugh.
look whether he's in the room or not. You always say, "How are we gonna?" You bring up seeing Monjo's dick.
No, that's the first time I've brought up seeing Monjo's dick.
I feel like it's a recurring thing with you.
You proposed his
Usually
death.
we're not on the mic.
Well, off mic is a different situation, but on
Okay.
mic, that's definitely the first time
Off
I brought it
mic,
up.
get it?
He texts me all the time about it.
I knew it.
Well,
Yeah. Monjo couldn't be here last week when we had Graham Clark on because you were stuck in Austin, Texas. You apparently got locked in the Mothership Comedy Club. They cleaned up and locked the door, and you were stuck in there with Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was horrible. But then she got on that horse thing.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Baby.
What was it? Was she the mannequin in that movie? Or something?
No, but she was
Oh.
just, they were both trapped.
I'd
in,
love if she was
career
if I was
opportunities.
a teen and she was a mannequin that came to life.
Do you want to hear a funny story about career opportunities?
Right? Yeah. Mhm.
That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we can get
Remember that
back to
movie.
you
No,
obsessing
my
about
thing was
Monjo's.
just some weird sexual fantasy.
Yeah, I saw career opportunities. I believe that was grade 7 for me.
Mhm.
And at the time, wearing overalls with one strap undone was maybe cool, probably not.
Yeah.
But I was like trying to be like a rapper,
Mhm.
and I
Man
went.
in overalls is a look that should be banned by every government around the world.
I
It's
know
such a-
it's really,
it's an awful look.
but you know what I also think too, like just going to the bathroom and having to peel off overalls or coveralls.
Oh my God! You have to. Yeah, you really gotta be butt naked. To,
Yeah, it's really stupid. But they were popular for a sec, and I did it. And I went with some friends to see career opportunities.
What's that guy's name who was in Parker Lewis Can't Lose? He's the guy in it, right?
No,
It's not the Parker Lewis
No.
Can't Lose guy?
no.
Oh my God.
I
I'm
swear.
pulling a you.
I
I'm looking
swear.
this up on my phone now because in my mind, they're
No,
the
do
same
it.
man.
I swear.
Hang on.
I have a nerd ass
I believe you. I do
memory
believe you,
for
but
our
I also have to
childhood
check.
era. But anyways, someone came up to me when we were waiting for our ride home after the theater and was like, "You think you're so cool, but you're not. You're a fucking loser with those overalls." Said that right
Somebody
to me.
said that to you?
I'm paraphrasing, but it was like those exact sentiment. And I'm in grade 7 being like, shit.
Was it like a kid wearing Bermuda shorts and like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Back then it was probably like, yeah, Club Monaco V-neck.
hypercolor shirt?
Yeah, hypercolor shirt tucked into corduroy
Looking
pants.
at one of those 3D books.
Yeah,
I had a friend in grade
but
school.
it's not Parker Lewis.
I can only find the reboot when I'm fucking searching.
I think
this
his name was
online. How
Kevin, the
fuck
main
can you not have
actor.
the old Parker Lewis on fucking?
Corin
You're
Nemec.
probably
What?
Corin Nemec. Is that who you're talking about? The guy.
That's Parker Lewis.
Yeah.
But he's not career
Damn.
opportunities.
No.
His name is like Kevin or something.
shit. I can't believe I got that so wrong.
But good call on Corin Nemec.
I had a friend in grade
Or
school
whatever his name is.
who was more fashion, like trying to be fashionable. I won't say his name. I remember grade 8 prom. He wore a collarless suit. I mean, he was going for it. And I remember he experimented with overalls in grade school with a strap undone. And
There you
I
go.
also remember a bold move. I went over once, and he was wearing like a fedora hat with a playing card in the side.
Hey.
I mean, that is a move.
And this is like
Caledon, yeah, it's like the countryside of Ontario.
They
I
must have
keep
thought he was a
thinking-
witch.
I keep hearing like Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
Especially the suit with no collar. Like, did he have a chain on or like a?
No.
Oh.
But but inspired by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, fedora with the card in the. I would like to.
Yeah, that's
see
amazing.
People need to pop a playing card and like it was probably an ace of spades or a queen of spades. You know, probably wasn't a five of diamonds.
It'd be funny if it was like a 2 of clubs.
Yeah, you gotta have a cool card.
Yeah. That's like what reporters do. They put their press card in the fedora
Yeah.
when they're on the crime scene.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means with the card there. Did you look up the career opportunity star?
Yeah, I think his name is Frank Whaley.
That's
Okay.
it. I know. That sounds right to me. I
Yeah.
don't know why. He was in a
I
thing
get
I
him
watched
mixed
the
up
other
with another
night.
actor named Kevin.
His roles include
He was in School of
Brett.
Rock. We
Oh,
watched
yeah.
that the other night.
And he was Brett in Pulp Fiction.
Oh man.
Oh
Check
yeah.
out the big brains on Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mike, did you watch any movies when you were a kid?
You watched all the damn movies.
Did you watch Career Opportunities?
Didn't see that one, but I saw all the other ones.
Name one right now without thinking.
A movie I watched?
As a
The
kid.
Secret of Nim.
Oh,
Okay,
what is
now-
that?
Do you think I grew up in a cube that had no media?
No. I think you were drowning in media.
There's
in
so
a
much
basement?
media in my house.
A finished basement?
We had in our house in Calgary a finished basement.
Did
that
you have
had
the
a bathroom that had it was a carpeted bathroom,
Nice.
and
Dude.
once the toilet overflowed, my
Oh,
dad wasn't happy
God.
because it was
Yeah,
carpet.
carpeted bathroom's a bad idea.
shit carpet?
There was a bit of I think it might have been poo carpet. Yeah.
Did you have L-shaped couches against the wall?
I think upstairs we may have.
Did you and your brother take their dishes upstairs after take your dishes upstairs, or did you put it under the couch?
We put it under the couch. Under the couch. Old school. This was Calgary. You have to remember.
Did you have a throw blanket?
a throw blanket?
Yeah, like on the couch.
No, we were not a couch blanket family.
Oh, really?
No.
Interesting.
Pillows. We were pillows blanket.
Well,
pillows,
that makes
couch.
sense. 3 brothers. I mean, I'm not trying to gender it, but
Well,
a lot of
Patrick
ladies
was
like a
Patrick
blanket.
was barely around, right?
I mean, he was born when I was 7 and Terrence was 10.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Damn.
He grew up watching movies in the basement mostly by himself, I bet.
for a while.
You get you ever? Well, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or be rude, but
No.
but you know, 3 brothers in the house. You're all sort of teens at some point. I guess probably not in Calgary, but there must have been a time when one brother's like, bringing a hot babe home, and I want to kiss her, you know, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then the other brothers
You'd
are
be
home, and
surprised how little that happened.
Who kissed
Fair
the babe
enough.
first? You or Terrence?
Terrence did because he was older.
Older, yeah.
than
I
me.
know, but still, it doesn't.
But by age, Patrick did. Patrick did everything earlier than us.
Right.
Patrick, yeah, he's a little bit like slightly more like he's a bit of a. I do not mean this derogatorily. He's like
the
a
second
jock,
time you've
right?
said-
No, I just want to
not-
make sure I'm coming across friendly. I just mean he's like a bit. He's like athletic. He's handsome.
Well, he started working out, but he was never really like in the past year or so. He's been going to the gym, but he was never really like
Oh, okay.
a sports guy.
I guess in my mind he's like a jock.
Now he's huge though.
I would.
he?
Yeah,
I would say adventurer more than jock, because he's traveled all over the
traveled
world.
all over this land. Yeah,
But he's a
Wow.
big guy now.
yeah. He's bulked out.
He's joined the
Wow.
manosphere.
Yeah.
Okay, when you watch The Secret of Nim, because that's the first one that popped in your mind,
Yeah.
there must be an emotion attached. Something. How did you? Do you remember how you
I
felt
was
when
like,
you were watching?
oh, I love Nim.
Well, folks, before we get to our topic this week, we want to remind you that we have a Patreon account you can find at patreon.com/evilmen. And when you sign up and donate a little bit of money, you get a bonus episode every week. Dear God. And you get to talk to us on our Discord. And you get discounts to live shows, such as the live show we have coming up April 10th in Toronto. So check it out. Definitely come to the live show. Chris, any Discord shout outs?
I shouted out Wongo.
Yeah, that was a shout out.
Let's go with Dean.
Yes. I like Dean. Great name.
Dean in Southbound Pachyderm,
Yes.
who also likes Primus very much.
Oh, yeah, because there's a Primus section.
How do you feel, Chris, about the what's it called? The Claypool Lennon delirium. Tell me.
I don't know.
Les Claypool from Primus and Sean Lennon from the father was in the Beatles, but he has done nothing.
Yeah, but I guess he has some musical talent. I don't know.
I mean, he has those
It's-
glasses his father wore.
I'll say I checked out both of their albums, but I never kind of returned to them. But neat. Good for you guys.
It's nice when friends collaborate on a project.
Didn't something weird happen with Sean Lennon, or like he has a bad attitude or something?
He was tweeting about how everything's too woke these days. Like
There you go.
not too long ago.
Imagine being John Lennon's son and complaining about anything that has access to regular human beings.
It's true. You really are a lucky person.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah. People,
It's too bad that Mark
John-
Chapman
let's-
didn't shoot Sean Lennon instead of John Lennon back in 1980 when he was maybe a baby. I don't know. I'm
you
just
know
making
what?
it up off the top of my
could
head.
you imagine, like,
Then John-
I almost said imagine.
He would have written an amazing album about a guy killing his son.
Imagine if I was still alive. The albums I'd make about my son. Whoa. You may say that I'm an old man, but I'm not the only one. Paul is too.
He could be, that shot could be in an old age home.
Yeah.
John's in front of all these old men, but I'm not the only
Yeah.
one.
And they
Yeah,
all
but
go,
Sean Lennon saying like things are too woke now is like being like, everyone relax and have a Beatle parent. That's crazy, right?
Yes.
Also, have you guys seen the video of 80-year-old Ringo Starr running on stage at a Coliseum type show and
Yeah.
jumping and clapping? Like he's
Does he
doing
look
great.
good?
Well, people posted online. They're like, "Wow, look how amazing Ringo's doing for 80." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, he probably has
You've-
like
you've had-
DNA replacement therapy
dude,
or
exactly."
blood transfusions every day.
Yeah,
I mean, I would if I had billions of dollars.
yeah. Yellow Submarine alone, you're
Yeah.
living well into your hundreds.
Thomas the fucking Tank Engine alone, man.
Oh fuck, man, that video.
He was in that, right?
The goth
Yeah.
ravers
Yeah.
dancing to Thomas the Tank Engine. Monjo, you got to know what I'm talking about.
No, sorry. But it
I don't
wasn't he
know
in
either.
Shining Time Station?
Oh, yeah,
was he
you're
in both?
right.
It had different names, but I think it was the same.
Same thing.
Same
Yeah.
show,
And George Carlin was in
Yeah.
it as well.
Yeah,
A
replaced
different-
him. or
How do they get these the biggest stars on earth to be on?
That's my favorite part when Thomas the Tank Engine goes, "It's a big club and you ain't in it."
Remember when Thomas the Tank Engine is like, "Why do you park on a driveway and drive on a parkway?"
There's so much stuff. Yeah, where do you put it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that him? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, shout out to our fans anywhere. You don't have to subscribe to the Patreon, but we always appreciate it. We're just three comedians trying to make a go, eh?
Yeah. Well, Chris,
And thank you.
Taffer,
I should get my thing.
get your computer. By the way,
You guys don't know who I'm doing.
no, we have no idea who you're doing, who the topic
The
is.
suspense is hard to deal with.
You know, Chris, my rowing machine got delivered today. I ordered a rowing machine on Amazon, and Chris has one in his basement, and I just want to be like Chris.
Oh, God.
Did you do an unboxing
No,
video?
you
No,
don't.
not yet.
Rowing
but-
machine?
What
should.
kind did you get?
Oh, I don't know, but it was a budget one, no question about it. But it looks cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be rowing tomorrow.
I dumped all my cash into mine.
Good investment.
But because there's an app, I got the concept too.
Ooh.
That's a high quality model.
Chris, I did research. I did Reddit research, and that was a high quality one.
And yeah, well, I love it.
They have that one at my gym. But does the
Really?
one you have, Chris, does it come with the same old woman who's always hogging it who hogs it at my gym? Can never use the damn thing.
On my concept too, I am the old woman hog. I use it at least twice a week, or twice a week, and As you can see, I still got my
we
belly
all-
here. It's
well,
so
Mike
hard.
Looks good, but I mean,
Yeah, Mike
looking at this
always-
video angle, we're both wearing button-up shirts on a couch. End of winter. I mean,
Yeah.
I look
Yeah,
like
that's the thing.
Shit, but
Don't
whatever.
judge us if you see these hilarious clips.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mike eats as many turkey sandwiches as I do.
Yeah.
Do you?
I eat a wrap sometimes from there's a a grocery store beside my gym. Sometimes after workout, I go and treat myself to a wrap. $7, a little expensive, but they're very good.
That sounds amazing. What's the wrap place called?
Well, it's like a grocery store called
Called Metro.
Bleep Market. I'm not going to give away the name of it.
Oh, God. I feel like I've been digressing like crazy.
Mm.
But speaking of sandwiches and cheap and mini markets, 7-Eleven is advertising this thing now. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's a Japanese style egg salad sandwich.
Yeah.
Well,
Does anyone know what
yes,
the
I do.
specialty is with
Yes,
a Japanese
I do.
version?
Yes.
What is it?
Well, exactly. Mike's right. It first of all, when you look up traveling to Japan, the number one thing you see is like, and 7-Eleven's actually really good here. And then you go, and it is really good.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
delicious food, and they have these really nice egg salad sandwiches, which I couldn't eat, obviously gluten. But it's kind of like chopped up egg salad, but with a kind of a soft boiled, hard boiled egg in the middle plopped in. It's just sort of a creative egg situation, but it's supposed to be really good. Maybe you should get it.
Maybe we
But I don't know if I
should.
trust Canada 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have different food regulations
Our
here.
7-Elevens have different traditions
Yes.
and a different heritage.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan Reynolds has a new donut out at Tim Hortons.
Ryan's
Speaking of
donut.
traditions and heritage.
Yeah. Yeah. He got rid of his eggs. His box of eggs was.
It's got like maple drizzle on it. So it's Canadian. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you,
You wanted to ask
Okay, I
me
got
a question?
one more question.
Okay.
Genuinely, no joke, to all three of you, who do you think is hotter? Ryan Reynolds?
Gosling.
Right. You took the words out of my mouth. Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling?
Gauze.
Yeah, I think it's probably
Monjo.
Monjo?
Yeah, I gotta go Gosling. too.
Yeah.
Drive, dude.
Oh.
If I could just be as cool as the driver in Drive.
Yeah.
But also, Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening, I appreciate your extremely severe business acumen. And
Yeah,
if,
he has a cell phone company,
you know?
and a gin company, and a
yeah, and if any of
Welsh
us at
soccer
Evil Men
team.
needed help in any kind of new project, getting it off the ground, I would go to
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds over Gosling.
Me too.
Gosling has no head for business.
Mm-hmm.
I would really lose horribly on last one laughing.
What about crying version? You have to make
Oh,
people
last
cry.
one crying.
A bunch of dramatic actors in a house together.
I think
a
I would
good
fail
idea.
at that too. I'm too. I was telling my sister the other day that our dad was very teary, like
Really?
nearing the end of his life. And maybe he saw the Grim Reaper out the window, but no. But like, he was emotional with us growing up, and I am that now.
You're crying?
I cry No, I don't cry, but well, my best friend, our cat Bernadette, passed away 2 weeks ago, and that was a hard one. And I did cry then a bunch of times. R.I.P. Bernadette, my best friend. But no, like, yeah, even like movies, even like, because the kids watch emotionally manipulative movies on like Disney and stuff.
Yeah.
And those ones get me now because
What did
it's
I-
like
yeah.
you live a bit of a life. You're like, you have these experiences, all this stuff. Oh, God.
I cried in an absurd movie recently. Like, it honestly might have been School of Rock. Like, something Ebony and I
No,
watched
that's what
on
I'm
the
saying, like-
weekend, and I did tear up. And I was
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Yeah. When everybody pulls it off in the end and there's success and
Yeah.
everyone's either a found family or a loving real family, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. We don't,
Sorry
we're,
about Bernadette, too.
thanks.
It's really tough.
It was heavy.
Is Wolfman coping?
Wolfman, like, sometimes walks around meowing looking for her.
Aw.
Yeah. And because they're sisters that were living with us for 14 years. But I will say,
Are they literally genetic sisters?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say, yeah, we had 4, and Kathleen saved them from like an old lady was throwing them out in a
Right, I
bag
remember
in the
that.
park in Trinity Bellwoods
God.
here in Toronto. Yeah, that's right. We talk about being from Toronto.
That is wild.
I hold on to every negative review.
But it's funny because
But Wolfman is
They
the
didn't look alike.
Wolfman won the tontine. It's the last kitty of the litter standing.
Right.
Speaking of tontine is like, like old, there's like a story where like old army guys had knew where a
Oh.
treasure was,
okay.
and the last person alive got to keep the treasure.
Oh man. So
It's called the tontine.
Kathleen found this insane lady
She saved
trying
them.
to kill cats in the park. She
Or
saved the
leave them
cats.
at least. Leave
Right.
them there to fend for themselves, but they were tiny kittens.
Oh.
We kept Wolfman and Bernadette, and then they looked totally different. But then there was another cat that looked just like Bernadette, which our friend Sarah Hennessy took, and her cat passed away last fall. And then
Was it living in New York City?
No, it stayed in Port
Oh.
Hope, Ontario.
Oh, the New York City of Canada.
Yeah, the New York City of beside Coburg. Coburg is Jersey? No, I don't know. But and then there's another one that looked just like Wolfman, and our old friend, her name was Natasha, took
Mhm.
that one.
Ah.
And Natasha, I don't think this is bad to say. She moved to Costa Rica, took her cat with her. I forget its name, unfortunately. And one day it ran into the jungle, and that was it.
Man.
So technically
The
we don't-
family had quite
Yeah.
an interesting life.
Like
among
speaking
them.
of Disney, Pixar
Yeah.
movies, like these cats.
Yeah.
One's in Port Hope, Ontario. One's in the
hope-
jungle.
Yeah. Hopefully
We don't know if the
thrived.
jungle one is alive. Like it
Right.
could still be alive.
Maybe it's
I
become
mean.
a powerful Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a lot of information here, and I just digressed on these cat stories. But yes, I'm emotional and laughy taffy all the time these days. So I would lose every contest.
Well, what is your choice for this week's GD Evil
Okay,
Men?
I'll give you a hint. Does this sound familiar to you? I am an antichrist. Christ.
I think I know who it is.
And there's a little trick there. It's not the person who said that.
Is it the Antichrist literally?
No, it's another person that joined that band for a short time.
Sid.
Yes.
Who?
Sid Vicious.
Oh, I thought he was the one singing that.
No, Johnny Rotten.
Oh yeah, Johnny Rotten. Okay, Sid Vicious.
I can't believe you didn't know this punk history, James.
Well, teach me, Father.
Teach me, punk father.
Teach me. Sid Vicious. Obviously, I said he was in the band for a short time, but the band didn't last for a long time. Anyways. So, Sid Vicious. Simon John Ritchie is his real name, was born in Lewisham, southeast London, May 10th, 1957, to John and Anne Ritchie, née MacDonald, later named Anne Beverly. Anne MacDonald had dropped out of school and joined the British Army. Look out! Where she met Ritchie's father, a guardsman at Buckingham Palace, and a semi-professional trombone player on the London jazz scene.
Okay, I'm seeing the musical influences loud and clear.
Shortly,
Write a song.
yeah. Shortly after, you'll find out how funny that is the more we go. Shortly after Simon's birth, Anne moved with him to Ibiza, where she expected to be joined by John. John claimed he would provide them with financial support until his arrival, but nothing.
Fucking-
No more John.
uh,
Anne
Did you
report.
say, like Spain?
I guess it says Ibiza. Yeah,
Visa, huh?
that's an island. Is that off of Spain? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a party town now. Foam raves and stuff.
Yeah.
also explains his influences for partying and
It probably sounds like this there half the time. You remember that one?
yes.
But you're right,
Is that
James.
Darude Sandstorm?
Yes,
Aha,
probably.
Yes.
Oh, you
I
are
don't know
punk.
about punk, but I know about
dance
Rude.
songs.
Balearic sounds.
So Anne reportedly began selling marijuana to get by.
No. The fuck.
Also, I did not hear your joke about that was what inspired him to party later. Anne returned to England. I know. Marijuana. Anne returned to England and in 1965 married Christopher Beverley, who died 6 months later of kidney failure.
Oh dear. That's pretty punk. To die 6 months into a marriage.
I'm out of here. I can't be. Yeah. You can't tame me. Anne and Richie settled in Kent, where they lived from 65 to 71. In 1971, the pair moved to Stoke Newington and Hackney, East London, where Richie attended Clissold Park School, later renamed Stoke Newington School. At this time, Richie began using the name John Beverley. Also, Mike, I know you're really well versed in UK punk lore and UK history in general, so we can go off topic anytime you want. I love talking about all this stuff, you know. Jump in if you want. By 1973, Anne was a heroin addict.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Old MacDonald had a problem.
Well, yes.
This is okay. Needle of heroin going into vein. Sad trombone. How come we've never seen that? How come we've never seen that yet?
In a gritty movie like Requiem for a Dream or something every time.
Jennifer Connelly, and we're back.
Every time you see a shot.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, Tim Gilbert episode.
Heroin addict. Mom.
Oh boy.
She was unaware that her son was even attending Kingsway College of Further Education, now known as Westminster Kingsway College. While at Kingsway, Richie told a counselor he was contemplating suicide. When Richie turned 16 that year, Anne kicked him out of her home. In an 88 interview, Anne said, I remember saying to him, it's either you or me, and it's not going to be me. I have to go to try to preserve myself and just, you fuck off. He said, I've got nowhere to go. And I said, I don't care.
She said that to her son?
Mama.
Well, she said that to an interviewer.
Oh.
Why am I so giggly? Are you guys having fun?
I guess she was unable to be a good mother given her state.
You know?
You know?
And to be fair, that must have been hard for her to share with the interviewer at the time. But it's a comedy podcast, so I'm going to sound like an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
In 73, Richie met fellow Kingsway student John Lydon, who introduced him to his friends John Gray and John Wardle. All four became known locally as the Four Johns.
And John Wardle then became Jaw Wobble?
Yeah,
The
they
bass
quit
player?
school and began... They instantly quit school and began squatting in various dingy locations, just like a bunch of good pals do. Let's go.
The Four Johns isn't that cool a name.
Well, Mike's right. The three of the Four Johns would then take nicknames. Lydon renamed Richie Sid Vicious after Richie was bitten by Lydon's hamster Sid, named after...
Sid Caesar, the old comedian.
That's what I would name my hamster, maybe. But Sid Barrett.
Sidney Crosby. Oh, Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd.
And when he was bit, he went, "Oi, that hamster's vicious."
I've got it. That's your name, mate.
That's your name.
Sid
Oh
Hamster.
shit, the owners have come home. Let's get out of here. Lydon was dubbed Johnny Rotten by his bandmate guitarist Steve Jones, and Richie nicknamed Wardle
Jaw Wobble.
Jaw Wobble.
Jaw Wobble.
Hey, I'm a white guy named Jaw Wobble.
Pretty cool. The four young men started hanging around the King's Road in Chelsea, London, which was a center for music and fashion. And now we get to the legendary clothing shop owned by Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood called
Sex.
Classic.
Sorry to say
Sex.
it, listeners.
So they had a clothes
Oh
shop
my
called
gosh.
Sex.
It was called Sex, and it was revolutionary. It
Oh
was
my
like
God.
leather
pants,
and punk
but
stuff.
they're shorter pants. They're shorts. but
Yeah.
they're pants.
These are shorts. No, they're not. Fuck off. Get out of sex. Yeah. It was like the early days of punk. By the way, I'm just going to take an aside here out of my own knowledge and say Malcolm McLaren was extremely inspired by New York in the early 70s, and especially the New York Dolls.
Right.
And I think if you, I re-listened to Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols today. Actually, when I was walking here, and they have a song called New York where it's literally a punk diss track against all those guys, but they're clearly, the album very much sounds like it could have been a third New York Dolls album.
Right.
So there's a big influence. Just shout out to New York Dolls and Johnny Thunders and all those guys. Literally sounds like Johnny Thunder's guitar, everything. Steve Jones playing, whatever. Because I'm a fan of the New York stuff, you know what I mean? At Sex, Vicious met Chrissy Hind before she was in The Pretenders.
I didn't know she was British.
She was an expat. She was hanging out there.
Oh, wow.
Ohio, I think, but she was out there in the early 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is just before she formed The Pretenders. According to her autobiography, Hind convinced Vicious by paying him £2 to join her in a sham marriage to enable her to get a work permit and remain in the country after John Lydon declined. The plan was thwarted by the register office being closed the day the happy couple turned up. Lydon and Vicious took up busking. Lydon would... it's so funny because... I'll tell you later. Lydon and Vicious took up busking. Lydon would sing and occasionally play the violin, and Vicious played a tambourine or an acoustic guitar.
Like Ashley McIsaac vibes.
Yeah, but I think they both did not know how to play.
That must have been the worst. I mean, busking is a cursed art form to begin with, but they must have been particularly bad at it.
Well, this is the thing. They were like shitheads. They would play Alice Cooper covers, and people gave them money to stop.
Right.
So there you go. They were purposely being shitty, I think. In 75, Lydon, Steve Jones, Glenn Matlock, and Paul Cook, with McLaren as their manager, formed the Sex Pistols, who, like I said, in my opinion, was heavily influenced by not only like the Ramones touring over there at that time influenced everybody.
Yeah.
And then also they were major fans of the New York Dolls and Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, etc. In my opinion, and from stuff I've read. In 76, Vicious co-founded as vocalist and saxophone player The Flowers of Romance, along with the Clash co-founder guitarist Keith Levine, Viv Albertine and Paul Molive, who would go on to become the guitarist and first drummer of The Slits, and Kenny Morris, future drummer of Susie and the Banshees, who would replace Paul Molive, who got kicked out of the band by Vicious after rejecting his advances. Slits is a great, that first cut, that album,
Yeah.
huge if you like punk reggae type sounds. Chrissy Hind remarked that at this time, Sid learned to play bass by staying up for 3 nights on speed, playing along to the Ramones' first album, fixating on the up-tempo bump and grind pattern of the song, I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement, a pattern he would apply to most of his playing from then on.
Have you seen, or you, James, have you seen, or even Mondra, have you seen that? It was a few years ago. I think Danny Boyle made it. It was a miniseries called Pistol about like
I didn't want to see
the forming of the Sex Pistols, and it's entertaining, but it's like mostly funny. But there's like a scene where the guy playing Johnny Rotten has this line that was like so ridiculous. He was like, "What's it gonna be then? No future for Johnny."
Yeah.
And there's someone playing Chrissy Hind and all these characters. Anyway.
God, yeah, I drastically avoided it just because of that. Because, like, even, like, I watched some clips from, you know, Alex Cox, who I love, you know, Repo Man and Walker.
Right.
He did Sid and Nancy, obviously, which is, everyone listening should check it out. It's an amazing movie.
And it's the farting guy from Slow Horses who plays Sid Vicious.
Yeah, it's Gary Oldman.
Oh, wow.
And he probably does fart in it as Sid Vicious. But yeah, like I can't watch like actors, like hoity-toity actors recreating punk guys. Like the guy playing Johnny Lydon screaming like, "No future." I'm like, this doesn't work because you can't find an actor, no offense, as ugly as Johnny Rotten. So it's like a handsome actor being like snotty, and you're like, yeah, right.
Why is that handsome guy? I think he has no future.
Yeah, you have a great future. But also Gary Oldman, you know, his performance is absolutely incredible in Sid and Nancy, but he hated playing the character. He hates punk and he hated punk music. So I'm like, and if you see him in interviews, I mean, all praise to Gary Oldman. He's an incredible, but he seems like a guy who's like, you know, wears a scarf and like,
Right.
not what, you know, what are those called? Pea coats, and listens to Mozart probably. What were you gonna say?
Just that I actually don't very rarely like any bio picks because I find they reduce. It becomes so cliched because they have to sum up a whole, like they have to sum up this big part of someone's life in like a scene. So it becomes really like expository and cliched. I find like I didn't want to see the Queen one.
Yeah.
I rarely want to watch a biopic.
I never watched those ones.
They're all, after seeing Walk Hard, which I saw way too late, I was like, oh, every music biopic is just Walk Hard.
Is that
Yeah.
the Johnny.
I saw Walk Hard, and then the same. I've avoided the other ones.
What's Rock Hard?
The
Johnny
C. Reilly.
Cash?
Oh yeah,
Oh, sorry. What's the John C. Riley one? Walk Hard. Is
Oh
that
no,
what
that's
it's called?
Walk Hard.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the parody?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
right.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
Johnny
comedy,
Cash one is
Oh,
the
I
Walk of
see,
Fire
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
like,
Ring of Fire.
yeah.
Walk the
Walk
line.
of Life.
But they're all like
Walk of Life. Johnny Cash.
It's the walk of life. They're always like, this kind of music isn't gonna make it, son.
Yeah.
And then they do, and then it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Like in the Queen movie, there's
Mr.
like
Hendrix, you're wanted on stage. I can't find Jimi Hendrix. There's a purple haze in this room.
cut to the studio. Do, 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 do. But then
Yeah.
in the Queen biopic,
Hey, you know you're a real foxy lady.
hey, Jimmy, I've got it.
Yeah. The white exec all the time. Jimmy, that's a great idea.
in the Queen movie, there's a moment where they're all like rehearsing, and then like they're having an argument and things aren't going right, and then one of the band members goes like, "Hold on, guys, stop, hold on."
Oh god, that's so corny.
And it cuts to them performing "We Will Rock You" in front of like a stadium.
And there's always scenes like speckled throughout the movie where Brian May's like, Freddie, what are you doing near a man? You're not gay. I heard that they left that out a lot in the movie.
What, they didn't know he was gay?
Or they left out just how much his gay life
that he was
a part of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a sanitized version of his life, and also made him look like the rest of the band were very judgmental of his lifestyle, which apparently wasn't the case at all.
Right,
Yeah,
but you need adversity for the
Yeah.
hero to overcome. I see. In June 1976, Vicious went to a Sex Pistols concert at the 100 Club. Nick Kent, who had played guitar with the Pistols early on and had left music to become an NME music critic and champion of punk rock, and who was Hines' boyfriend at the time, was apparently blocking Vicious's view. Vicious, high on speed, lashed Kent's head with a rusted motorcycle chain that he carried around with him.
Wow.
The incident was reported in the papers, but no charges were laid. So 1976, he's only 19, I guess, at that time. But
Got his whole life ahead of him.
yeah.
That
Yes,
was
future.
So young.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like he died really young. I feel like this is a really story about a kid just like very much out of control. Anyways, although the songs they wrote would later be performed by other bands, the Flowers of Romance did not perform live or record any music. But Vicious came to the attention of members of The Damned. He was considered along with Dave Vanian for the position of lead singer, but Vicious failed to show up for the audition. On 20 September
Probably has
1976,
ADD.
there's the thing, and like, you know, we weren't diagnosing it as much back
No.
then. We didn't have apps that were advertised to you on Instagram. In September 2076, Vicious appeared with Susie and the Banshees playing drums only at their first set at the 100 Club Punk Special in London's Oxford Street, a 2-day festival co-founded by McLaren. The following day, Vicious went to the Damned's performance. Drunk and high on amphetamines, he hurled his glass at the stage, attempting to strike Vanian. He missed, and the glass shattered against a pillar and blinded a woman in one eye.
Oh my god.
So there is repercussions to his behavior already.
I mean, if you chuck a glass, I mean, that's terrible. You know?
Yes. If you chuck a glass early in your life, never make a pretty one-eyed woman your wife. Oh my God.
From my particular point of view, never get a one-eyed woman to marry.
I love that song.
That is a
But
good
that is not the
song.
Sex Pistols. Vicious was arrested and imprisoned at Ashford Remand Center. Westwood and Albertine visited Vicious in prison, with Albertine bringing the book Helter Skelter as a gift.
That's a nice gift for your friend who just blinded a woman.
Yeah, you're crazy. Like this guy. Check it out. In February 1977, Sex Pistols manager McLaren announced Glenn Matlock had been thrown out of the band because he liked the Beatles and that he had been replaced by Vicious.
Huh.
That was such a wild move because he wrote or co-wrote a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
And then when he was out, they didn't. I mean, I've never made another.
So
record.
were they being a bit up their own ass? Like, you like the Beatles? Get out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think.
But I think McLaren was a shit.
That was a PR thing. I think they just didn't like him, or McLaren didn't like him, or something personally.
He was yeah, we should take it on the side here. I didn't really write it down too much. Well, I did here. I said Glenn Matlock claimed McLaren liked creating chaos in the band, tension between him and Rotten. He wanted Matlock to leave and to replace him with Vicious, saying, if Johnny Rotten is the voice of punk, then Vicious is the attitude.
Wow.
Matlock said he quit, though, because he was sick of all the bullshit. But yeah, we should take an aside. Like I said, Matlock pointed at it there. But McLaren was more about press and controversy and chaos than he cared about the quality, I think.
See.
Because he was always I don't think he was, they were always instigating shit.
I do think I'd bring that energy to the podcast game a bit.
Yeah.
Last night, I actually threw a piece of shit at Tom Henry's window.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You went so that'd take you almost an hour to get there and back. So that's dedication.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did it get press?
Pardon?
Did it get press?
Press? No.
Was he home?
Right, but you're...
I don't know. I think he might have just thought it was an unwell pigeon or something, but
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe you got to read Malcolm McLaren's book. Maybe he's got some tips. Anywho. And it's always just pieces of shit, and it's always Tom's window.
yeah.
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 I've noticed that. I've seen you while I'm trying to buy a comic book at Beguiling. I've looked out the window. Vicious had become the Sex Pistols' uber fan, never missing a concert. He was encouraged to be drunk and disorderly, with Wobble saying Sid was offered up as a sacrificial lamb by the people around the Pistols. None of them would have gone over the top. He was their kamikaze pilot, and they were all too happy to strap him in and send him off. So that is, there you go. In March 1977, the Sex Pistols were signed to A&M Records. In celebration, they trashed the company's offices and held a private party at the Speakeasy, a club and restaurant frequented by established members of the London music scene. The Sex Pistols members confronted the BBC DJ Bob Harris, who was the presenter of the Old Grey Whistle Test, a television show which featured non-chart music. Blocking, by the way, go on YouTube and look up any Old Grey Whistle Test videos. There's so many cool bands on there, like Magazine, I guess, and I don't know who else.
Bob
Like
Marley and the Wailers.
Roxy Music,
Roxy
stuff
Music.
like that. Yeah.
And that guy, Bob Harris, he was known as, his nickname was Whispering Bob Harris because he was very quiet. So it's funny to imagine the Sex Pistols harassing
Bothering
you.
the Whisperer. Blocking Harris behind the bar, broken bottles in hand, they demanded to know when they would be on the show. A bar fight ensued. Vicious jammed a broken bottle in the face of BBC recording engineer George Nicholson. Harris was rescued by the Procol Harum road crew, totally different style of band, who grouped around him and escorted him out of the club, where they found that police had to cordon off the entire block.
Makes me think like Procol Harum were like the X-Men of their day, sort of like they, as a gang, they sort of stopped crime.
Yeah, they stuck
And
together.
They helped people in need.
And they were mutants.
And the government was trying to put them away
Yeah.
for being mutants.
But then they turned one of the government into a jiggly water guy. None of the Sex Pistols were arrested, but the next day, A&M dropped them, and Capital Radio banned all Sex Pistols music from its stations. Smooth move, X-Lax,
Yeah.
is what I say to the Sex Pistols at that time.
Right. Well, I mean, I do. I get that it's a whole thing, but it does feel like this was. I get that that's part of their ethos, but
I know.
kind of shooting yourself in the dick here, you're messing this up.
I know. It's exactly what Brian Barlow and I did when we got a little attention as the sketch troupe, the Gurg.
Oh, you just
We just puked and
yeah.
battered everybody that came in our path. Vicious played his first show with the Sex Pistols on April 3rd, 77, but he could not play well. So guitarist Steve Jones played bass on the band's debut album, Nevermind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols. Vicious was allowed to play bass on one track, Bodies. Bodies!
Really? No, I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know he played anything.
But his contribution was later overdubbed by Jones.
Right. Because he couldn't play.
He also missed most of the band's rehearsals and recording sessions because he was in hospital with hepatitis, likely caused by intravenous drug use.
Sid.
By this time, Vicious was using heroin, with many believing that his mother was his supplier. Beverly.
I've heard that, yeah.
Dee Dee Ramone, who I love, who is also extremely problematic, had seen him shooting drugs on more than one occasion. I wonder how Dee Dee had come across these occasions.
There he is just walking through the park in the morning,
Yeah.
or maybe he's going to bed, what's it called? Bedroom and Beyond. What's that store called?
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Bed Bath and Beyond,
yeah.
shopping for some new things for his house. And he sees,
You know what? I did
Sid
see.
Vicious?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I did see Sid Vicious shooting heroin. Yeah. I did see him. You know what? Yeah. On an occasion, I saw him shooting heroin.
Is that a good Dee Dee Ramone?
It's good Dee Dee Ramone. Another bassist who, despite his addiction, managed to write hundreds of classic songs.
Yeah.
When you hear of someone who could produce stuff, even though they were like,
Even when he left the
wasted.
Ramones, he still wrote like their
Yeah,
best songs
yeah.
on their albums going forward.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dee Dee is a complicated ass motherfucker.
Dee
But
Dee
just
King.
like Vicious, terrible upbringing that just leads you only into one path, really. Maybe we'll do an episode on Dee Dee. And yeah, Rotten's friend John Gray had found Vicious shooting speed while he was still living with his mother. Vicious told him that the drugs were me mum's. So it's actually a quote from John Gray.
To quote, blanked on the band name, but there's a shitty rap rock band that sang Last Resort that has a song called Broken Home. And
Billy
it was-
Talent.
No,
No,
no.
that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just a joke attempt, but I forgot the band.
What
so-
the hell are you doing?
No, it was
James?
a derail. That was a full derail.
No,
so
it's
I'm
good.
sorry. No, it's not. But it happened.
Last resort. In a famous anecdote involving Dee Dee Ramone,
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach.
Yep.
I'm sorry to hear about your problems, Papa Roach. Or were they just singing about other people's problems?
Yeah, I think they were telling a tale about a broken home. And when I just heard about Sid Vicious's mom using drugs, I thought, God, broken home. Oh, Papa Roach.
From what I've heard about roaches, when you see one, that means there's like 100 more.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Papa, man, I feel for you.
Oh, you are deep doo-doo.
That is a
Yeah.
big brood. I've read this in like Please Kill Me, I think, or Dee Dee's like one of his autobiographies. I forget, but I've heard this before. But in a famous anecdote involving Dee Dee, him and Vicious attended a party that was freely offering speed. Dee Dee and Vicious went to the bathroom to find water to mix with the speed in order to be able to inject it. But then you gotta, okay, before I continue,
What
this
is it,
is
Metamucil?
exactly
You gotta
what the
mix it with some
Toronto,
water?
this is exactly what the Toronto comedy scene is like, right? At Comedy Bar here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They go in there, they go to get water. Yeah, I guess they do to inject it in the bathroom. It's completely covered in vomit. Unfazed, Vicious stuck his syringe into the toilet and drew water from it, ready to inject himself.
Ew. I mean,
gonna-
this guy has no self-respect.
He's going to put dirty water in with his speed? Ah.
Should we lighten it up with a nice love story now?
Sure.
Yeah, this guy deserves a nice girlfriend.
Well, let's take a break and hold hands and walk through the park, shall we?
Imagine Dee Dee Ramone thinking like, this guy's gross.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he also did it.
You know, I saw Sid Vicious shoot toilet water in his veins.
Did you shoot it, Dee Dee?
No.
Like, there's no way, right? Also in 77, Vicious met Nancy Spungen, an American groupie living in London who had a lifelong history of unstable mental behavior and was also a heroin addict.
Oh, wow.
Ticks both boxes.
Speed date. Spungen, who had initially set her sights on Rotten, who supported herself by dealing drugs and working as a topless dancer, made herself useful on the King's Road scene by procuring drugs for musicians. And I did Google pictures of Sid and Nancy, and I saw a picture. There is a picture online. Look it up. It is Sid with his mouth around Nancy's bare nipple from her breast.
I'm Googling.
Check it out.
Very much seems to have.
They don't look lovely, hot, cute, or romantic.
You're right.
Courtney Love must have.
It's weird how
taken her look a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
I think
time.
you're right, Mike.
Big time.
I,
Courtney Love
Wish I
wanted
was
to
a
play
skating
her
Sid.
in the Alex Cox movie,
Oh, really?
and she has a cameo in it actually as a young,
Right.
huh.
a young Courtney Love. I think appears in Sid and Nancy, but
Sid
didn't
and
get the Nancy role.
And you'd hear that reference, the real Sid and Nancy.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I guess they're kind of like Bonnie and Clyde.
Right.
Bonnie and Clyde. Okay,
They're like the Rain Maida and
Chantal
Chantal
Kreviazuk.
Kreviazuk, yeah, of their time.
Whoa.
Sure. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
She and Vicious became inseparable, which caused problems with the band, whose members did not like her. McLaren admitted to planning to have her abducted and forced onto a plane back to the United States. Vicious and Spungen had a volatile relationship. Vicious played nursemaid when she was sick and was shy and polite with her mother, who reported watching Spungen cut his meat for him. On the other hand, Spungen was known to be verbally abusive and physically aggressive. Vicious may have facilitated Spungen's occasional prostitution and watched. According to Rotten's wife, Vicious often hit Spungen, and in her last conversation with her mother, Spungen admitted that beatings, which she had previously said were at the hands of strangers, actually came from Vicious. They also shared an infatuation with knives.
It's like, damn, the last name is a giveaway there.
I know.
Jeez.
Just like that old hamster.
If
He will
only-
bite.
If only there had been instead of the hamster biting, there had been a cute little puppy that just licked his
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Maybe called Sid Licky.
Sid Licky. Yeah, if only.
Sid Licky.
Sid Cute.
Licky. Or a beautiful cat, Sid Kneading with a K.
Aww.
Kneading.
And then
yes.
he'd just knead everywhere instead of being freaking
Yeah.
vicious.
Instead of
Sid
playing bass,
Purr.
he'd be making some dough.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
This is my new boyfriend, Sid Vicious. I don't know.
Well, he
Yeah.
could have been named after James Brown and a purring cat, and his name could have been called Brown Cat.
Yeah, you're right.
On October 28th, 1977, their only album, much to the point Mike made that they got rid of the good songwriter, Nevermind the Bullocks, ... Here's the Sex Pistols, was released and due in part to notoriety, particularly of the song God Save the Queen. And in spite of sales bans at major retailers, the album debuted at #1 on the UK album charts and went gold less than a month later.
That's wild. I mean,
It was a big explosion.
like,
It
yeah,
was an explosion
yeah.
of the punk scene in
what I'm
UK.
sure must have been an unbelievably subversive song. These crazy guys, like being #1 on the charts. Like, good Lord. Like, look at what's #1 now. It's the most, broad
Pablum.
stuff possible. That's wild.
They're trying to condition us with today's pop pablum.
Yeah.
I love it when he says, "We mean it, man."
Yeah.
It remained a bestseller for nearly a year, spending 48 weeks in the top 75. It is frequently listed as the most influential punk album of all time. I do think it's funny to talk about all the Sex Pistols stuff because, yeah, Sid Vicious was fully like a shithead wastoid who wasn't playing music.
Yeah. He was a mascot.
He was this, yeah, that's a good way of
Interesting.
putting it.
So
he was
the
like a
rest of the
mascot
guys
to
were
UK
like-
punk.
So the rest of the guys were like a legitimate
They're a
band.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like an actual, just sort of fucked up guy who's
He's a
just
fan
Yeah.
and a friend.
aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah. He had the look of the
Apparently he
punk
was
look.
he was charming in the sense that he had a really whip crack like sense of humor that everyone loved about him at first, but once he became like way into the drugs, like that was long gone. And yeah, Johnny Rotten actually said he regretted getting him into to making him join the Sex Pistols because he put too much pressure on himself to be like punk and scary and whatever.
So Sid was by far the most like hardcore of the guys
Yeah.
by miles.
Yeah.
Because it's funny too, because like I know so much less about this all than you guys do, but like Johnny Rotten, he was Public Image Limited, right?
Yeah.
And then he had that song. It's so funny. Like it's him trying to, I think, do like Peter Gabriel. Do you know what I'm talking about, Mike? Like in the 80s, it wasn't like the song Public Image Limited. It was like, it's like, and we all rise again.
Oh, the song Rise.
Yeah. It's a good song, but it's like not
Yeah.
a punk song. It's kind of like a broad song, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, because they sort of Public Image were weirder.
Yeah.
Right. I like
Sex
it,
Pistols,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like a
But
more
not-
poppy.
it's a
Yeah.
Departure.
Mhm.
Jaw Wobble, I think, was the bass player for the first two albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were heavily influenced by reggae and dub.
I remember having heard a lot about Nevermind the Bollocks. I ordered it from the Columbia House
Nice. I
music
bet too.
club.
Yeah.
And when I got it, because it had like such a reputation, I was like, before I put it in, I like took a breath and I was like afraid what I was gonna hear. And it's just rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With some swears in
But
it.
Bodies is the second song, and then it does have that second verse that starts with "fuck this and fuck that, fuck it all, you fuckers." What did they say? You little fucking brat or something.
Yeah.
We don't want a baby who looks like that. It's about abortion, right?
It's about, so if you watch the TV show Pistol,
Which I
there's a whole
won't.
episode about they had a fan who would always come to their gigs and came one day with a shopping bag,
Yeah.
and she was carrying her like dead baby or something.
Okay.
They showed it to Johnny Rotten, and
That's
he was
punk.
Hey.
like, I gotta go. I forgot something at home.
And then he writes a song.
Yeah. And he was like, everything's material.
I took this trauma and turned it into a hit.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? Oh, because I was weirdly just talking to our good pal Aaron Eves about music taste origins. Because I'm kind of have a similar story to you, but mine is, we were talking about the music taste origins in the early 90s when we were kids. And I came home from like Sam the Record Man one day with 2 tapes. Pearl Jam's 10, Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks, because they were 2 ones that I obviously Even Flow and Alive were on the Much Music all the time, but Sex Pistols was legendary that you had to know it, right? So I got those. I don't even think I ever fully listened to the full 10 album, and I basically discarded it and listened to Sex Pistols all the time in like grade 8, grade 8, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. That's my origin of being like, woo. But also, a few years earlier, I had already heard Appetite for Destruction, where they're like, you know,
F this.
F this, F that, suck my that,
Suck my such and such.
suck my how's your father, tallywhacker. We got a lot more. I will say it fast.
Okay. Yeah.
In 1977, the Sex Pistols were recording in Wessex Sound Studio at the time, same time as Queen. Vicious entered the control room Queen was working in and mockingly called out, "Oi, Freddie, have you succeeded in bringing ballet to the masses yet?" This was a reference to an earlier NME interview in which Mercury gave parallels between ballet and rock music. Freddie Mercury responded, Simon Ferocious. Which I love.
That's pretty funny.
And he said, "We're trying, dear, we're trying." Mercury then grabbed Vicious by the lapels and threw him out of the room. Simon, that is a Mike joke if I've ever heard one.
Ferocious.
Simon Ferocious. In January 78, the Sex Pistols embarked on a 2-week USA tour. There was rising tension with the band. Rotten was barely speaking to anyone. Warner Brothers, which organized and staffed the tour, insisted that Vicious clean up his heroin habit, so he was using methadone. In a constant state of semi-withdrawal and furious that the band blocked Spongin from accompanying them on tour, McLaren had long been keeping Vicious on rations of $14 US a week, but he still managed to find drugs. To make matters worse, McLaren, eager for more chaos and careful that journalists were on the scene, booked the band not into the clubs of New York, but into bars in Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas. In San Antonio on 8 January, Vicious felt antagonized by an audience member and smashed him on the head with his bass. Before the Sex Pistols took the stage of the Longhorn Ballroom in Dallas on 10 January, Vicious carved the words "Gimme a Fix" into his chest with a razor. He greeted the audience by calling them redneck cowboy F slurs. In return, he was struck by a full can of beer to the head.
That's like how I feel when I host Laugh Sabbath.
Yeah.
Audience is very aggressive.
Yeah.
Not on my side.
Hate them.
Yeah.
The next night, he punched a hole in the green room wall after the band show at Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa. At the end of their last show in San Francisco, Johnny Rotten uttered the famous quote, "Ever get the feeling you've been cheated?" Marking the end of the Sex Pistols.
Oh, he was referring to
Everything?
huh.
I don't know. On January 19th, Vicious boarded a flight from San Francisco to New York. By the time the plane landed at JFK Airport, he had slipped into a diazepam, methadone, and alcohol-induced coma and was rushed to a hospital in Queens where the doctor told him that if he did not quit drinking, he will be dead in 6 months. When he was released, he reunited with Spongin.
Oh, that's not a recipe for going sober.
So there, I'll skip ahead a bit. They were tight. She tried to fake commit suicide when he had to go film like a Julian Temple documentary thing and left her in the hotel. He started a crappy band with Stephen Dior, Jerry Nolan, and Arthur Kane from, funny enough, New York Dolls. And booking, Stephen Dior, I don't remember what he's from. And they were played Max's Kansas City. Spongin sang with him, and they were sometimes joined by Mick Jones and Johnny Thunders. Apparently, Jerry Nolan or Arthur Kane, someone knew enough to turn Spongin's mic off. He drew large crowds, though some performances were hellish, with the audience booing his attempted imitation of Rotten and Vicious insulting the audience. Okay, this is the big one.
Okay.
You ready? I'm sorry this is a longer episode.
No.
You can cut some stuff. On the night of 11 October 78, so I was about half a year old.
My God, just a little baby.
I know, but I remember hearing about it.
Are you kidding me?
Vicious and Spongin hosted a party in their hotel room. This is the Chelsea Hotel, during which Vicious took approximately 30 Tuinol tablets.
Tylenol, do you mean?
Tuinal, Tuinol,
Tuinol.
tablets, which are a barbiturate that he favored, and was comatose for the rest of the night while numerous people came and went. At about 11 a.m. the next day, hotel staff found Spongin dead on the bathroom floor with a knife wound to her abdomen.
Ooh.
Vicious was found wandering the hallway. He first claimed to have killed her, then said he remembered nothing.
Okay, that's suspicious. Sorry.
I know. 2 people who had been at the party stated Spongin was alive at 5 a.m. The murder weapon was identified as a Jaguar K11 hunting knife, which Spongin had purchased for Vicious a few days earlier. Vicious was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. He told police that he and Spongin had argued that night, but gave conflicting versions of what happened. Next, saying, "I stabbed her, but I never meant to kill her." Then saying that he did not remember
understood.
anything. Then that Spongin had fallen onto the knife. The arresting officer, Sergeant Thomas Kilroy of the 3rd Homicide Unit, said, "Vicious admitted killing Miss Spongin during a dispute." They interviewed several high-profile lawyers before selling F. Lee Bailey. His law firm arranged for Vicious to be released on $50,000 bail, with the conditions he not leave New York, and he sign in daily at the 3rd Homicide Unit offices and at the Lafayette Street Methadone Center. All legal costs were paid by the Sex Pistols label Virgin Records. I was thinking about not keeping that fact, but that fact's crazy.
Yeah.
A guy
he
that,
was-
like, what did he do for anybody?
Yeah, he hadn't made that many.
And you're paying
money.
for like a probably murderer,
Yeah.
like legal fees and methadone and everything. And you know, nothing's free in the States, like all the hospital stuff. Vicious returns to the Chelsea Hotel where he was joined by McLaren and his mother. McLaren firmly believed Vicious was innocent, noting that the knife was left in plain view and the couple kept their cash in a drawer. He believed Spongin caught one of the party guests stealing money and was stabbed by that person. Given the number of people who had been through the hotel room on the night of the murder, Bailey had his investigator look into the possibility that a third party involved in Spongin's death. Bailey also hired forensic psychiatrist Dr. Stephen Tyke to evaluate Vicious. After their initial conversation, during which Vicious was preoccupied by the working class in Berlin and remained fixated on the television, Tyke told Beverly that Vicious must not be left alone. Hours later, Beverly called Tyke and said that Vicious had slashed his arms with a smashed light bulb.
Yikes.
I got an idea. No, wait, that's not how you do it. Tyke returned to the hotel and called an ambulance. EMS staff arrived with the police. When Vicious saw them, he headed for the window, but was blocked by Tyke. He was taken to Bellevue Hospital and then moved to the New York Presbyterian Westchester Behavioral Health Center in White Plains, New York. He was released on 26 November and returned to the Chelsea. At this time, Rotten tried to contact Vicious, but his calls were barred by Beverly and McLaren. On November 28, Vicious was interviewed by the Irish journalist Bernard Clark. He said that Spungeon's death was meant to happen and that Nancy always said she'd die before she was 21. He said that he just wanted to have fun. When asked where he would like to be, he replied, under the ground.
Oh,
I know.
Sid.
That one, come on, that's not fun. In the meantime, McLaren announced that the Sex Pistols would reunite to record a Christmas album to benefit Vicious's defense and sold t-shirts with the slogan, "She's dead, I'm alive, I'm yours."
Catchy.
That, I guess that more than anything sums up what we were trying to say about Malcolm McLaren.
Yeah.
In 2007, this book, Pretty Vacant, A History of Punk, director Phil Strongman stated that he was convinced that it was actor Rocket's Red Glare who killed Nancy Spungen, noting that Red Glare not only knew about the large amounts of cash kept in the bedside table, but also brought the two and all to the party. Red Glare, who died in 2001, had publicly denied this, but privately confessed it to friends. However, Howie Pyro insisted that it was Red Glare's habit to tell stories to gain attention. We got any film buffs here?
Yeah.
Rocket's Red Glare got a cameo in Jim Jarmusch's Down by Law, and what's her name? Susan, who did Desperately Seeking Susan. New York guy at the time in the 80s.
Right.
And I guess 70s. Strongman also implicated Red Glare's friend, punk rocker Neon Leon. I knew Mike would laugh at that one. Leon lived down the hall from Vicious and Spungen and was found to be in possession of many of Vicious's belongings, including his leather jacket. Leon claimed that Vicious had given the item. Hey, he gave them to me for safekeeping. He later surrendered them to the police. Lester Bangs wrote in the Village Voice that when he telephoned Leon's room after Spungeon's death, an unidentified man picked up and told him he knew who the murderer was, but refused to name the person. Now, this is just an aside, but I wanted to add this here because it seemed to fit now that we're talking about later day books and documentaries. In the 2009 film Who Killed Nancy, Sid's ex-flatmate claimed he had seen Sid torture and kill a cat in front of his friends. He said, "One night I went round and saw Sid and there was a cat in the flat. For no reason, he decided to put a noose around the cat and hang it up in front of me."
Well, he's just leaped ahead about 6 points for me.
You know what I'm saying? I know. The cat was, Nancy, but the cat was trying to get away, but obviously it couldn't. He went on to say that he had no explanation for why he did it, but called the act the most disgusting thing that I have seen in my life.
No time for him.
Bad roommate alert.
So, December 78, Vicious smashed a beer bottle at a pub and
I'm
jammed
sick
it in.
of his antics.
So, yeah, I'm trying to speed it up. I apologize. I know. That's the thing. He's not even a talented musician.
No, it's like you're just at some point, it's like, okay, you're just being a shithead.
It's like the punk scene sidled up beside him because he gave them clout for Danger, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then he was real Danger.
Just a piece of shit.
Yeah, he jammed this broken beer bottle into Todd Smith's face, Patti Smith's brother.
Right.
Smith required 7 stitches. So he's arrested and charged with assault. Judges agreed. Vicious had broken the terms of his previous... You know what? He's broken his bail with this one. Sent him to Rikers Island, where he underwent opiate detoxification.
And that's where he met Harvey Weinstein.
Right. On 18 January, Vicious was released. Well, there's a time loop. There's a time portal in Rikers Island where you can see everyone who's ever been in there suffering. Vicious was released on 10 grand bail. On the morning of February 1st, 79, after completing his detox program, Vicious was released from Rikers Island. He arrived in Manhattan and by chance met his friend Peter Gravel. Vicious asked Gravel to find him some heroin. I don't know why I laughed, sorry. Gravel brought $200 worth of the drug to the apartment of Michelle Robinson at 63 Bank Street, where he joined Vicious, Robinson, Beverly, Jerry Only of the band The Misfits, Eileen Polk, Jerry Nolan of the Heartbreakers,
Pikachu.
Esther Herskovitz, and Howie Pyro. Gravel said that they sat around doing drugs and he left at 3 a.m. Gravel said Robinson gave Vicious 4 Tuinol, the barbiturate,
Oh no.
to help him sleep. Here, these 4 barbiturates will help you sleep with all that heroin in your system. Vicious died that night of a drug overdose. Robinson and Beverly discovered his body the following morning. So that's February 2nd, 1979. Ann Beverly later claimed that Vicious and Spungen had made a suicide pact and that Vicious's death was not accidental. She had a handwritten note she found in the pocket of Vicious's leather jacket that read, "We had a death pact, and I have to keep my half of the bargain. Please bury me next to my baby. Bury me in my leather jacket, jeans, and motorcycle boots. Goodbye."
That's lame.
You know?
Bury me in my leather jacket.
In my motorcycle boots. According to Deborah Spungen, Vicious wrote a letter to her too when he was last hospitalized, saying approximately same thing. "We always knew that we would go to the same place when we died," he wrote. We so much wanted to die together in each other's arms. I cry every night. Think about that. Promised my baby that I would kill myself if anything ever happened to her, and she promised me the same. This is my final commitment to my love. Anyways, like I've said before, obviously the story of Sid and Nancy is notorious, but so there you have it. That's the details. And I already gave the shout out to the Alex Cox film, so I'm pretty much done.
Well, perhaps it's time to bring out the...
It's throwing pint glasses at us, and the glass is raining down on us, and it's taking 32 pills, and it's got a bloodstained knife.
Oh my God, Mike, the broken glass stabbed you in the eye. I don't know if you know this right now, but you can't see.
Ah, darn it.
Well, who goes first, gentlemen? Who gives an evil score?
Fuck, I'll do it.
Yes.
That's in the spirit of punk.
Yep.
It's such an awful story, and I think he was exploited, and he was a bad guy. I give him an 8.
I like that.
Yeah.
'Cause my thought process, I didn't know about him really very much. And I thought, I like the Sex Pistols, and he's like a punk. I get it. It's cool. And then I just liked him less and less and less.
Yeah.
And then the damn cat thing, I'm going, throw this guy away and throw away the damn key too. So I'm going to give him 8.2.
Yeah.
He also murdered his girlfriend.
Yeah, but you think about like a little cat.
Blinded a woman, slashed a couple faces with beer bottles, slashed a
Animal
man's
lover.
head with a bike chain.
The only positive would be his cover of My Way, which is fun. At the end of Goodfellas as well.
I've seen it. It's funny. He's not even musical. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Like, here's another thing too, is like, it's so easy to say we had a suicide pact.
Yeah, you kill like
after the fact.
yeah, really.
And he was
Maybe
20.
he's not been
Like
happy
everyone's
to
gonna
live.
go, aw.
He was 21 too, right? By
Yeah.
the time it was all over.
Mhm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, that's why I mentioned his age. It's like, at that point, if you're that much out of control and sociopathic and psychopathic, whatever, like, this is not a part of a scene.
Yes.
Like, that's what I mean. It's almost like literally like people partying with Jeffrey Dahmer and going, this guy's crazy.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer's in Slipknot. He's the really crazy one. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, he's just actually eating guys' penises.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll play another guy. Another guy will play the bass. You just pretend and eat penises. Yeah.
It's like how
Yeah, I'm going 8 too.
Yeah.
some people say like, Charles Manson's music, if you listen to his demos, he was actually a talented guy, which I don't think is true.
Like,
gotta
here's
hear
the thing.
that.
Didi Ramone is problematic. I pretty much don't think he ever killed anybody, but he was pretty horrible to some people, and lots of people were horrible to him, and vice versa. But he's still regarded in a way because, like I said, he never killed anybody. He never but the music contribution to the revolutionary music that he made, like Sid didn't even have that. I never liked that.
Right.
Sorry, James. That was a
No, don't
longie,
apologize.
but
I'm just, I don't want to keep on, Joe, but great episode, guys, and great research, Chris. And let's carry this convo on.
it wasn't
the
just
bonus.
Wikipedia. There was a couple other things I gathered from.
Never mind the bollocks. Here's the research.
And nobody accused you of that.
I know. I'm just proudly stating it. Because Tim Gilbert's always like, "Oh, you guys read Wikipedia?"
No, it was good. Genuinely, I was very impressed.
Yeah. Well, love to all.
April 10th, Comedy Mart. Get your tickets.
Tickets.
That was another great episode of